Hello and welcome back. I'm Joe, and this is another Fix It for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Today, I think I'm going to say this wrong 100%. Lord Irie, thank you for sending me this one. You have problems with your civilization, with your workers, with your republic, with your emigration, not immigration. And if you, valued viewer, have a graph that looks similar to this, and some stats that look similar to this, maybe stick around because I think we can figure out what's going on here and make things better for you. Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, so Lord Irie, I'm sure I said that wrong. Again, it's fine, it's fine. I'm not here to tell you how to say names. I'm just here to tell you, hey, this guy, gal, sent me a map, and this map actually is pretty cool. Mostly because if you look at the numbers, it's not. It's fine, like it's nothing that we haven't seen before. But if you look at how many times I tried to solve this one, and I know what's wrong. I already know what's wrong at this point, but through the process of explaining what things are wrong, I went through so many iterations of things. It was like, I thought it does this, and then it didn't, and then I thought it did that, and then it didn't, and I just went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and a lot of different things, and in the end, it just took me a week to record this, but that's not a bad thing, because what you're going to get now is everything that I've learned going back because of this simple save. And there's just a lot to unpack, so I'm not gonna make you wait any longer. First, let's just look at all the stuff. This graph is an indication of you started out with normal population, then people died, then you bought something, then you leveled up. This is a bad sign. If it's almost a plateau, it's not good. There's also a little dip here, but this could be almost natural. Then you bought a lot of people, that's fine. Then a bunch of people left again and left more, and then you bought some again, and you're going up and down. This is not feeling right. And if we look at all the numbers, you have 34,000, we're 20 years in, 34,000 births, 19,000 deaths, and 19,000 escapes. So about 20,000, 38,000 left your republic, and 34,000 is what you got in. So if you look at these numbers, you bought almost 8,000, you lost 34,000, you are losing 38,000. That difference is just about 42,000. Well, sorry, 4,000. So your population really only grew by about 4,000 from the beginning. That's not exactly right, but somewhere in that ballpark. So yeah, that's what these numbers really are. So that's where we are, but that's not a good number. So let's look at the problems. It's easier to look at them up here than on the screen. And the first one, your population itself, you don't have many problems. Uneducated workers, 1% is not bad. So that's not really your issue. The unemployment is fine. That's what I just looked at. Why is this? Yeah, it looks almost the same, but everything below 10% is usually a good sign, so don't worry about that one. This one is a problem, 77%, and we have to figure out why it's 77%. And we can look at all those numbers in detail later. Then over here, 96% happiness. These two numbers are actually very related, so keep that in mind. Government loyalty, if we look at this, 32%. Not the end of the world, it's not great, but it's fine for right now. Later on, it may not be. Wink, wink. But yeah, no, let's get started. If we look at our overlays, the first thing you want to do is just figure out where things are. How happy are people? People are generally happy in the whole republic, and that's what we see, 96% on average. That is a great number, but we have to understand why that is. They are happy, but they don't have everything. If we look at this, your happiness is 99%, your food is 99%, alcohol is 10%, culture is 83% and 99% sport. Yeah, that's the name. And then clothing. So this building is actually pretty good. And if we look at the other stats, so pretty high, not super high, adequate, pretty high, not super high, pretty high, pretty high. These all tell me these people are probably fine. There's probably not a lot of problems here. And as you can see, the average productivity, if you look at them, let's look at one so you can actually see a little more. Average productivity is pretty high. That's good. It's not 100%, but that's fine. Loyalty is as high as you're going to get it without using a radio, and you just completed that TV station over here. That's fine. But this is all good. But this is a building that is in range of pretty much everything. Like everything can be in walking range from right here. And let's look at this. You see the city? Everything is in walking range, and that is great. What is the thing that's not in walking range from here? I know the kindergarten is in walking range, the school over here, the store, the hospital, a pool, a pub, everything. Everything that you would need. Where's the cinema? There has to be something culture related. There's a cinema down here. So everything is in walking range for this building. They can do everything. Very important. That's very important for what we're going to get into. The other thing, you do assign a lot of these. This was one of the revelations or realizations that I had when I was diagnosing this problem. These all only count for your workers. I get really confused by that, because if you look at the building, it says at buildings where citizens should go. And then right next to it, it just says where citizens should go to work. I kind of ignored this little red text here, which I'm sure some of you may do that too, because if you go to any of the bus stations, it has the same icon over here. But then it has 4 icons up here. And these icons change everything. And then you say, where should citizens go to work? That's the first one. The next one is, where should citizens be going in their free time? Passengers. And then students. Where should students be trying to get into school, university? And then tourists. And so on. So here you can assign all the different types of citizens. Over in the main building, all you're doing is tell the workers where they should go. Everyone else has free will, and they will go wherever they need to go, unless they're waiting at a bus station. And from a bus station, you can assign them once. Workers, you can assign essentially continuously. You could tell your workers to come from here, go here, and from here, go there. Passengers, don't believe they do that. So keep that in mind. But that's the first thing. The next thing, if we compare happiness, over here is 100, and over here, let's pick any of them, 96, they're all the same. It's a little lower. It's not a lot lower, but it's a little lower happiness, a little lower food, a lot lower health, and almost more than double the alcohol. This is important, and culture is really down. If you see this, there is a relation between culture and alcohol, because if they can't fulfill one of their things that they need, they will try to replace that with alcohol over time. And every time they get alcohol, they may get more addicted to alcohol for whatever reason. Now, they don't generally have alcohol as a demand very, very often. Let's pick any of these. You drink alcohol. You actually have one. Cool. But they have alcohol right now. There are alcoholics already. They have a really high alcohol addiction. That's what this really means. This is not alcohol demand met. This is alcohol addiction. And you can see that if you go to this one and look at the alcohol addiction, you want this bar to be as little as possible generally, because every time you get alcohol, your alcoholism goes up, you get a small happiness boost, but you also get a health penalty. And that's what I want to show you. Looks like you only got some food, but that's okay. But yeah, these numbers are all related. So if your alcoholism is high, your health is generally low, but your happiness could be high. What does this all mean? Well, happiness plays into your average productivity, and this will change in the next branch. So keep that in mind. The impact will essentially be bigger. But alcohol addiction lowers your health. And if you lower your health, you lower your lifespan up here. This lifespan is not terrible. For 59%, that's not bad. But overall, this guy's just not happy. So look at this. You just got alcohol and you got food, so you're happy there. These two numbers will be high. This alcohol number should go a little higher when he's done with the 16 hours, and this health should go a little lower. Just wanted to call that out before we get there. So almost 10% health down and almost 20% alcohol up. These numbers are random, or relatively random, so don't try to predict them every time, but they will change. Will change with what you did. What did that do? You went from 58% to 48%. Now your lifespan is at 73%, okay? So Lord Irie thought that he had problems with emigration, with people leaving his republic, meaning escapes. And that is part of the problem. But escapes usually happen more if your loyalty is really low or if your happiness is low. But because your republic's happiness is so high, loyalty is not your problem, or escapes are not your real problem. I would think, if you look at the last month, they still both together, escapes plus births, kind of, escapes and deaths erase the births, but not by a lot. It's not great, but it could be worse. If we look at this month, yeah, I mean, they're not great, and there are probably other problems with the escapes, and they are probably related to, example, this guy doesn't have culture, but he has a lot of sport. Are you he? Lev. Yeah, you're a he. You have all of this. You have electronics. Great. You have education. Great. You don't have church. You don't need that. Crime is not there yet, and it looks like he has everything. So that's not a bad thing, but your problem is really the health. Because if we look at your average lifespan of the Republic, not just in this area of the city, of the Republic, it's 78.53. Anything below 80 means you're losing people faster than you can gain them. 85 is usually what I shoot for. And at 85, you usually have a really healthy population growth. Anything below that, slower, and anything below 80, you're losing people all the time. So just by giving alcohol, you're losing health, and by losing health, you're losing lifespan. By losing lifespan, you're having more deaths than births eventually. And the game goes through waves all the time. You will see natural death waves and natural baby booms. And when you have baby booms, you can usually tell by all your kindergartens are full and not everyone can work. So you just lose a bunch of workers, and then this number goes up, but as long as it's only around 10%, you're usually okay. So that is really your problem. And if we look at just your overall layout here, I'm going back to this guy. Alcoholism in the main city where they can walk everywhere is not a big problem. On the outskirts is a bigger problem. 24% is pretty high. Anything over 10%, I would say, is really pretty bad, because they will continuously go try to get more booze. And that's what you want to avoid. Now, why is that a problem? Again, because they can't fulfill culture in this in this example. So let's see if we can find one. This one, 453%. Nope. Nope. I want to find someone that wants culture right now. Yeah, 90%, drink alcohol, culture, you're full. Yeah, I would like to find just anyone that doesn't have culture fulfilled right now. Let's see. No. Interesting. Where are you? Timur. You're down here. Perfect. So Timur lives in this building over here. This building naturally does not have any way to walk to a anything that has culture-related impact. Or, culture-related impact. I believe there's some tourist buildings that are also supposed to help you with culture, but it's a little random, so don't trust that. Use the cinema for right now. But they can't walk to anywhere where there's a cinema. If he would make it to a bus stop, the bus stop where he would go to has access to a cinema, right down here. However, he may not go to that bus stop. He may go to this bus stop if there's room, and there's generally room over here. This bus stop is very similar to the building, as in it does not have access to, and I know I have a bunch of windows open right now, but does not have access to any cinema in this area. So what does he do? Eventually he may get picked up here and may get dropped off at any of these bus stops over here. He may get picked up and get dropped off. Where's another one? He doesn't have a bus stop. But currently, for whatever reason, he decided to go to any of these trolleybus bus stops because he has free will, because again, the assignment that you have here only applies to your workers, not to your passengers. So our teamer decided to go to any of the trolleybus stops. So now he's on a trolleybus. The trolleybus is driving. He has nowhere to go. All he wants to do is get culture, food, and meat. So where's the trolleybus going to drop him off? Hard telling. And the other thing, everything takes time. Your free time goes away every time you don't get what you want. I would assume Timur will get dropped off at this bus stop right now. And please note, your traveling time goes up, your traveling time in vehicle goes up, your travel time goes up, but your free time right now does not go up, as long as you're on the vehicle. So you're going to get dropped off here, and I'm really hoping you walk somewhere. Where are you walking? You're walking to the small shopping center. Wonderful. Walking over there, I highly recommend all of you, if you're not sure what's wrong with your Republic, follow your people around. It's totally worth it. Just be real Stasi. It's totally fine. It's just what you need in your Republic. But as you can see, all these numbers go up, and that is nice. But if we look at this, oh, right now it's actually fine. I had a couple of situations earlier where we had a lot of shoppers in front of the store, and that was also causing problems. There we go. These shoppers will probably still get served, but if this number of shoppers in front of the store is getting too big, not everyone gets what they want. But they will wait here for a really long time, and once they wait until their free time is up, they're not going to get anything else done. So in this case, Timur is still waiting. I'm not sure why we're getting more than 100%. No idea. There's something going on, so don't worry about that too much. But he is, and he's still in the store. He's still waiting and waiting and waiting, and the time is just ticking. He should have enough time, once he decides that he's done with the stuff that he needs, that he can go to culture. And as you can see, Timur is actually 95% culture full. So he's doing pretty all right. But not everyone's going to be that lucky. Because to be able... Oh, you're going to the carousel. Interesting. And it's actually a longer path. I expected you to go to the cinema, but that's fine. So you go into the carousel, and it looks like you may be waiting in line. Yep, you're waiting in line. You didn't get it yet. Now you're on the carousel. You're actually getting something done, and you'll be happy. The problem with this is not everyone will be able to take this path to go from this building to any of the bus stops that works and get picked up, then not lose too much time on the way out and back in, then walk from here to the store, or walk from here to get sport, or walk from here to get culture, or any of the other things. So whenever they don't get something fulfilled, they may try to replace it with alcohol, and if you supply alcohol in range, I think there's a pub right here. Yep, there's a pub. If there's an alcohol pub in range, they will just choose that more often, and that will reduce their health. This one, obviously, he's been getting everything. That's why these numbers are so high. So alcoholism is low, everything else is high. Let's pick anyone else. Nope. Anyone else? I don't want alcoholism right now. Give me someone. There we go. If we pick Nyasha, alcohol is high, and something else is really low, in this case, culture. For some reason, he stopped being able to get culture when he wanted it, and whenever that happened, the next time he wanted culture, he may have replaced that with alcohol. There's some algorithm in there that throws that in, but once you hit 0% on anything, you will be really inclined to not want that, like 1 out of 10 times, or 1 out of 12 days, maybe, like a really low number. But as long as it's non-zero, you're trying to get that more. So right now, he's going to try to only get alcohol all the time. And he will barely ever try to get culture. And even if he doesn't get culture, he will just go get alcohol instead. And become an alcoholic. This is a little bit related to the first people that you get, or to the people that you get in your republic, because they are inclined to be one or the other. So once you are at 0% alcohol, you're not going to try to get more alcohol or be more alcoholic afterwards. And that is great, but it takes some work, and your people will be a little unhappy if they don't get alcohol, but as long as you provide everything else, they're fine. But in this case, lifespan is 61, health is 40, alcoholism is high. This guy is just not going to make it in a republic. And it's mostly because we are replacing something with alcohol, because alcohol is in walking range and something else, in this case culture, is not in walking range. Is sport in walking range? Yeah, they can technically go over here as long as it's not winter, and it looks like we're not playing with seasons on. So they're always able to get sport, and that's what you see in these numbers. So keep that in mind. That effect is really just increased. Let's use the map to go to the other side. That effect is really just increased depending on what all you provide in the area. And that will be over here. Why am I pausing it? I didn't mean to pause it. That's over here. If we look at our overlay again, this is a really awesome tool. Please, please, please use it. It is super valuable. But if we look at this, look at these numbers. 40%, 41, 67, 68, 53, 65, 48, 100% alcoholism in this area. Why is that? There's a pub right here. There's definitely not culture. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, mostly culture is not supplied here. Sports seems to be a problem. I do see that you are building a cinema here, but it's not done yet. You're also building a pool, since you're not using winter or don't have winter months. The pool is not as valuable. It is better to supply sport because you have more than one person working there. Because once this person leaves, do this. Once this person leaves, there will be a time in between where nobody's working here and nobody can get their sport need met. What are you? Wow, you're going really slow. You're not helping my point here. Is there someone here that's already left? Nope. But yeah, when this person leaves, nobody's going to get served, and it's going to take time, because once this person leaves, another person that looks for work has to be assigned first and has to actually try to get here, and that person is then reserving the spot, and there's going to be a time in between where nobody's getting served for anything, and that's not great. So a pool is better because of that. So yeah, that's what happens here. And again, it's mostly because we're not supplying one thing, but something else is being supplied, and just over time they may become more addicted to alcohol because they replace the other thing. Now, there is a discussion that you don't really choose alcohol a lot. That's the incline, but there's a randomly generated multiplier to that sometimes some people will just want it more and some people want it less. The problem is that you have another thing that is already required less. That makes the likelihood of alcohol being chosen higher. It's not a guarantee, but if you play it for long enough, it will just happen that all of these people become alcoholics. And once they're alcoholics, pick this guy. If we just follow him for a day. So yesterday he got alcohol, but he is an alcoholic. He's 100% alcoholic, 67 years lifespan. And if we just let it run, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow it says alcohol demand again. It may not. So let's just let this run through and see what happens. Huh. Weird. This one says drink alcohol again. So he's just going to continue to drink alcohol. And, well, health is going to keep dropping. Happiness is going to keep staying up there. So maybe that's good. But as you can see, he just has a lot of demands not met. And once he is in the alcohol cycle, he's not going to get out of it unless you turn off alcohol entirely. Which, for your republic, I would say turn off all the pubs. Once you turn off all the pubs, wait 1 or 2 years. Wait until the alcohol addiction goes below 5% at least, maybe lower. But you want to get all of your pubs, turn them off, and let your republic recover. There's a pub right here. And all you have to do is just take the workers out, and then nobody's going to go to the pubs. That's really all you need to do. And I think that will simply save your republic. Without that, you will keep having the spiral of your citizens, your lifespan, your health, just not allowing you to grow. So if we look at, I want to look at stuff again. Yeah, no, not helping. There we go. Births looks fine every once in a while, and that's your health, not your health, but your baby booms. Deaths will, I mean, they look pretty standard. Like, they're not super terribly high. They're just accumulating over time, and then something obviously happened and that real spike. Escapes also look okay, but if you don't get your lifespan under control, you're not going to grow your republic. That's really your main issue here. It's not the escapes, it's just your lifespan. And your lifespan is low because your health is low, and your health is low because your alcoholism is high. Just get all the good graphs up, and your republic will flourish. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say now. I will tell you here, a little tidbit. I've been playing with the new branch 0.8.6. It's not available yet, but it's the one that has crime enabled, and it changes a lot of things on loyalty, happiness, just overall all the stats that you see up here. And it will get harder, and I am super excited for it. I played with my Season 3 Republic just for a little while, and it did not go well. Everyone died, but that just means there are a bunch of tweaks that need to happen to the game before it's ready for you guys to play with. So be patient. It's totally going to be worth it. It's going to change how you play the game. I am super excited for it. The other thing, Lord Irie, I don't know. Wanted me to do is look at the rail network, and honestly, I don't see many issues. There is, I mean, for one, you are using only block signals. I would change them to chain signals. Chain signals to enter a junction, and block signals to exit a junction, but that alone is not going to be your issue. I don't think that's your issue. You're also using a lot of junctions just in general. Like, everything that's orange is one junction, one block, one thing. And for example, here, down here in this area, only one train can be inside this orange thing at a time. So nobody's going to use anything unless you let them. So what you should do is Probably prioritize one of these tracks as your exit track, and all the other tracks can be waiting tracks. And I just... Also, this is not connected. For whatever reason. Let's see, can we... Yes, probably... Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just... And this is concrete track, it's not... you're using wooden track here, and that's fine. Maybe just leave that one out there, I don't know, but I could see that that one was not connected. But set all these up to be your entrances, and you want to set up a couple blocks in here. And as long as these blocks are long enough to accommodate all of your trains, the longest of your trains, you're fine. But turning these around, this is not... You're not going to fix your whole republic with this, but this is going to help. Setting all this up will help, and then giving yourself one exit block right here. This should mean you can have trains parking on this side, and you can have trains exiting on this side. Nobody should block this junction as long as you use the same as I said before, chain in and block out. This is maybe not the best location for signals, but I'm going to leave them there. No, I'm actually going to not leave them there. We're going to take this out because we only want trains to enter this block if there is room in front of them. Otherwise, I don't want them to go there. And then for the last thing, don't block your road. So put these signals somewhere where it makes sense. And now you should be able to access all three of these areas through this little rail yard, and multiple trains should be able to get there. And life should be good. Yeah, you have a lot of orange here. That's one thing I would change, but overall, there's not a lot of stuff wrong. This looks like it's orange, but really you're just trying to build this piece of track, and that's just going to take a little while. That's fine. I would use double track everywhere you go. That should help. But, yeah, that's fine. There's nothing really wrong. Just really mostly concentrate on having blue everywhere. Long orange sections are never great. I understand why they're here, but they're never great. Also, this one needs a signal. Why is there no signal here? Just always put it behind your road so you don't block your roads when a train is waiting there, but this should be fine. Great. Republic-wise, I think it's super nice what you did here. You just have two clusters of cities. One is closer to the sea, maybe? I'm not sure if you're going to use the sea, but it'll be cool. It also looks like you use a populated map there. I like it. I like what you did here. You have a little cluster over here that's doing something. You have roads already going everywhere. I believe you mentioned that this map may have had some roads and rails already available for you. You're just using the network. That is cool. Having these guys here with pollution on is a little brave in the city, but hey, if it works, it works. That's fine. Pollution is also going to drag your health down, so keep that in mind. It only says 5% pollution. I don't necessarily believe that. You definitely want to put a pollution monitoring station here. That is down in city infrastructure, pollution monitoring station right there. And maybe just plop this down and figure out where stuff is going on, but it should be fine. And then, yeah, you have your city over here. There's something happening here with the mountains that looks pretty cool. You did, I think you said this was part of from your hometown area or from your home country. Pretty cool. I like this area. It's a big, big granite or stone cluster setup thing. Pretty nice. I like it. Yeah, no. That's all. That's all. The problem you have is really just your health is too low, and your health is too low because you're not supplying the right things at the right time. And that's all you should need to figure out and fix. Yeah, this pollution is definitely getting in the city, and that is not helpful. I don't think it will tell me, but yeah, health 85% is not great. Health 90% or higher is probably what you want. And once you have that, you should be able to just maintain stuff a little better. Let's see. I do want to see what this is, and then I will pick out one. There we are. Come on, show me. So, okay, it's pretty close. It barely touches the city, but it's... Well, it may be okay. What are you running here? Yeah, you're running at pretty high. So maybe you're good. Maybe you're not. Maybe it's not terrible. No, it's creeping up. It's getting to here. And pollution is also not static. You can see that it's really red here. You can hopefully see that. It's really red right here. And that is bad. That's just really bad pollution. It's green over here. And it's weirdly enough, like it's yellow up here. but that's going to move. It's not going to stay static the whole time. It's just pollution moves a little bit, just be a little further away. I think it's usually like a screen length. It's about this much that you want to be away when you're zoomed in at a certain amount. So I think your plaza over here is going to be fine. I am babbling on now. I usually don't do that when we do a fix-it map, but this is, yeah, about 600, 700 meters. 500 is my minimum that I want to use, which will be over, let's see, somewhere here. Yeah, just somewhere around here. A little longer is a little better. And you do play with pollution on, so I would keep that in mind when you keep playing. But yeah, you can fix all of this by just taking care of your demands better and getting your numbers up, and then you should be good. Life expectancy is very important, so don't forget that. Okay, I babbled on for long enough. I really enjoyed this because this whole thing made me do so many research things, made me look at so many different avenues and so many different problems. There were a lot of things that I thought were problems, but they were actually not problems. For example, that thing that I told you earlier, where you assign your citizens where they need to go. I thought that was a problem. That's not the problem. That's not the problem at all. Because that's only for your workers, not for your passengers. It's all about what they can reach in time and how often or how consistently they can get there. That is what you really want to look for. Cool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. Obviously I did. I learned a lot, and I hope this helped someone. Get a hang and get a hold of your numbers, get a hold of all the percentages, and get a hold of all the demands, because this will get more complicated, and it will make the game a lot more diverse and a lot more different. I don't want to scare you, because honestly it excites me. Right now, one of the main things is most cities kind of look the same. You build a core of the city that has food, health, culture, some type of sport, and then a bunch of housing, and then just a fire station somewhere, or like those things. Every city needed that. In the future, that may not be the case anymore. You can actually make your cities different and have different concentrations. Some cities are made for population growth, some cities are made for productivity, and so on and so on. And it's really, it's exciting. It's exciting future ahead of us. And yeah, no, I'm going to stop now because, yeah, I'll show you when it's ready. I'll show you when it's ready. Don't worry. Thank you so much for watching. If this is something you enjoy, like and subscribe. If this channel is something you enjoy, I do have Patreon, I do have YouTube membership. I do share at least the season saves on there when I can. But I wouldn't say that I do a ton of other things there. I'm always available for my Patreons, I'm always available for my YouTube members, but honestly, so far, most have been fine with the stuff that's been going on, so that's fine. I also have a Discord. Please hang out on the Discord. I did show a little bit of the preview branch there. Not a lot yet, but a little bit, so always worth hanging out with me. And on Discord we can also chat if you have any other questions. So yeah, just come on by, hang out. Looking forward to hearing, seeing from you. And I'm done babbling on now, and I'm done self-promoting myself, so I'm just gonna say thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. You guys make this channel possible, and I appreciate that. So thanks. Have a good day. Bye.